Hello. I'm on. I'm on. I'm live. Hello.
Just a little happy scat, happy scat, happy scat, happy scat. Let's start with the drums and bass. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gonna let the Spirit love me now. I'm worthy of this love. Gonna let the Spirit love me now. I'm worthy of this love. Gonna let the Spirit love me now. I'm worthy of this love. Every day I let the Spirit love me now. I'm worthy of this love. Spirit loves me. Spirit loves me. I know that. I know that. Spirit loves me. Spirit loves me. That's a fact. Let Spirit love me now. I'm worthy of this love. Don't let Spirit love me now. I'm worthy of this love. When I'm down, I turn to you. Said when I'm down, pull me through. Spirit love me now. I'm worthy of this love. Spirit love me now. I'm worthy of His love. I surrender every little thing. I surrender. Feel me sing. Let Spirit love me now. I'm worthy of His love. Let Spirit love me now. I'm worthy of His love. I'm worthy of His love. Yeah, I'm worthy of His love. Last time. I'm worthy
Good morning. Good morning and welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, Asheville. Hey, I wanted to thank you for sharing how amazing this place is on social media. However, please silence your phones. Let the music get out there, the noise get out there, but not in here. Community visioning. It is an amazing experience for those of us who have been there. It is community visioning for CSL's next senior minister. The next one is Monday, February 26th, and then March 5th at 6:30 p.m. via Zoom. So you can sign up at the Welcome Center and at cslasheville.org. There's also a sign-up sheet there. So please join us on Monday night. It's the 27th. Thank you, Breezy. Lunch and Learn. Now, these are fantastic informational sessions every Monday through on Fridays, March 3rd, 10th, and 24th. There's 3 Fridays in March at noon. Bring a lunch, bring a love offering, and you'll get lots of good education and fun. Stream Bank Workday. It's happening, folks. It is happening. So on Saturday, March 4th at 9 a.m., sign up on the Welcome Center. RJ, would you stand up? RJ, if you have any questions, if you'd like to sign up or have any questions, talk to RJ there, and he will be happy to talk to you about this. Yeah. Nothing like sexy hip waders, believe me. What can I say about our beloved Jane Christensen? She made her transition in January, and we are going to celebrate her amazing life and love. The celebration of life will be Saturday, March 4th at 1 p.m., and her family will be here, and we'd really like you to join us. We'd really like you to join us for that. First Sunday of the month, potluck. Next Sunday, March 5th, following our celebration of life. Oops, sorry, folks. There we go. Next Sunday, March 5th, following our celebration of life, not lice. Please bring plenty. I trip over my words sometimes. Please bring plenty of food to share and join us. Now, this is a very special event. Kristen, would you stand up? There she is. Kristen Hilligus will facilitate this. It's a Serenity Sound Bath Sunday, March 5th at 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. in the upstairs classroom, and please bring a love offering for that. Tim Wagner, would you come up to the stage, please?
Good morning, Tim Wagner. You know I can't not get up here or something. Again, I'm Tim Wagner, practitioner. I'm also president of the Board of Trustees. And I wanted to make this announcement because I think it needs to be made. Our beloved own Reverend Sonny is now the spiritual leader of the entire movement. We are blessed to still have her here as our interim senior minister, and the board has extended her contract for 6 months or until we get a new senior minister. That process will start shortly. There will be a search committee process and the whole thing. It's not going to be anything secret. It's all going to be laid out. You'll know about it. Sonny is going to be a part of it. Everybody is having an opportunity to be a part of this. So I wanted to make sure everybody understood exactly where we stand. She is our interim senior minister, will continue to be so, and she has now picked up the awesome responsibility of being our spiritual leader. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Tim. So there's so many terrific things happening here at CSL Asheville, and we just don't have enough time to share it all. There's a list of events at the Welcome Center and also at the website, cslasheville.org. The calendar is in the Waterhouse Social Hall. And I want to say a deep and heartfelt thanks to all the hearts and hands that make this day and this place special. So now let's all say our February affirmation together. Why don't we do it twice? The living spirit is right where I am, within, around, through, and as me. I am love in action. The living spirit is right where I am, within, around, through, and as me. I am love in action. And with that, we are aware.
little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Something's calling me. Something's calling me. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Long dark nights my soul wanders, can't see the light that moves me. If God is everything and everywhere that I belong, Spirit, gently wake me from my sleep. Something's calling me. Something's calling me. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before.
I know there's only one omnipotent, omniscient, all-loving power and presence in the universe and beyond. This one is everywhere present. It is the flowers that burst forth in the spring. It is the very air we breathe. It is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. I know that every person on the planet is a manifestation of Spirit. Just as no two snowflakes are alike, we are each unique expressions of Spirit, and yet we are all one because we are the divine in form. I know that life expresses through our bodies as health and well-being. Every cell, every nerve, every muscle, every organ, and every system functions as nature intended. It is our birthright to be prosperous, and money comes to us in mysterious ways. True prosperity includes perfect health, perfect wealth, and perfect happiness. I know that our relationships are based on love of self first, and then this love flows out to create harmonious, sweet relationships with others. We are the light bearers, and I know that every act of kindness and love uplifts the consciousness of the planet. I am grateful for our amazing health, for our relationships, and for our prosperity. I am grateful for this community where love abounds. And I know that the new senior minister that we are looking for is looking for us now. I release my word, which has power, into the living, loving law, knowing it can only say yes. And together we say, and so it is.
Something's calling me. Something's calling me. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before.
I have the reading this morning. The Secret of Information, The Word from Mind into Matter, A New Alchemy of Science and Spirit by Fred Allen Wolfe, PhD. In the beginning, there was nothing. But then something miraculous happened. Matter, antimatter, energy, space, time, and most significantly, information suddenly spewed into existence. The universe of nothing, with nothing better to do, created something. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Could it be that in some way what we describe about the universe establishes the very universe we speak about? A harmonizing of the relationship between the in-here world of information, meaning, and knowledge with the out-there world of matter, energy, and existence. This reconcilement is precisely what I mean by a new alchemy.
One, two, three, four. I've had so many doubts along the way. Felt like life was just another bill to pay without anything to show. But now I figured out every day fortune's always found within my faith. All I need to let it flow. There's no wall around me. Only fear has truly bound me. All I need is trust and I am free. I'm sitting on a gold mine. Sitting on a gold mine. Sitting on a gold mine. I know that I'm breaking through so many lies people trying to tell me, run and hide from the truth of who I am. But now I'm telling you, tomorrow shines like diamonds in the sky. All that I believe in is all that I'm receiving. Riches deep inside, sitting on a gold mine. 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 Treasure right here all the time. I'm sitting on a gold mine. Sitting on a gold mine. Don't you listen, never listen to the voice that says you better play it safe, that says you don't have any choice. You're as gifted as an angel, brilliant as the sun. Say the word, and heaven has begun. Sitting on a gold mine. 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 Our treasure has been right here all the time. We're sitting on a gold mine. 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 We're sitting on a gold mine. Sitting on a gold mine. Sitting on a gold mine. Sitting on a gold mine.
Oh, that was great. I love that song. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right. Anybody else notice if you have a weather app on your phone? Mine said, oh, it's going to be cloudy all day long. I kept checking and checking and checking, and then I went outside. Guess what? It's not true. And Someday I'm going to write a talk about that, because how many times do we check the weather report and our horoscope and think, oh, it's going to be an awful day, and it turns out to be a great one because we're sitting on a gold mine, right? Okay. All right. Well, let's see. I got all kinds of fun stuff I want to share with you. And thank you, Judith, for that reading. How many of you remember What the Bleep Do We Know? Right? Okay, we might have to watch that again. Dr. Fred Allen Wolf is a guy, he was standing out in front of the water fountain with his hair going like this, in the wind. And he is also the creator of a comic character called Dr. Quantum. And if you go to YouTube and look up Dr. Quantum, you can see Dr. Quantum teaching you about stuff that's like a little hard for the layperson to understand. Really cool, like the wave particle experiment, stuff like that. So we're going to talk a little bit about science and spirit today, and my title is One Thing Can Change Everything. Of course, the one thing in this image is that blue balloon that's daring to be different, and it's experiencing a higher thing, right? Okay. So first of all, I too want to congratulate Reverend Sonny Cantrell Smith. Can we do that again? Amazing, amazing. It was a dream of hers, and she approached it very humbly. She did all the right things and put herself in the right place, and her friends said, yeah, it's you, babe. So that's so exciting, and we're going to keep welcoming her when she comes back to be with us over the next couple of weeks and months. It's really exciting. So one of the other themes that we have actually been entertaining all month is that curiosity is a superpower. If any of you read the magazine that you can still get in the bookstore, you may have noticed curiosity is one of the themes this month. So I'm suggesting that our new alchemy, if we're going to take from what Fred Allen Wolf said, is to use curiosity as our superpower today. And to use one thing to change everything. So there's a book, which some of you may have heard about, called The One Thing. Anybody know that book? Okay, couple of hands. I know one of them for sure. It is a book written by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan. And it was featured at one of our February conferences a few years back, and then ministers came back and started talking about it. And probably some life coaches talk about it too. And I've learned about it because my husband here works for a company started by Gary Keller, and he came home with a book as well. And I thought, ooh, I like that. I want to use that. It's based on a central question, which is this. What's one thing you could do such that by doing it, everything else would either be easy or unnecessary? So let's ask that question again. What's one thing you could do such that by doing it, everything else would either be easy or unnecessary? Okay? So put a pin in that for a moment. And I want to ask you, what if we use this question as a formula for our conscious evolution? Whoa. Leave it to me to ask a question like that. Okay, so imagine it goes something like this. What is one idea that I could adopt? Ask yourself. Such that by adopting that idea, all other mental healing work would either be easy or unnecessary. What's one idea that I could adopt such that by adopting that idea, all other mental healing work would either be easy or unnecessary? I've been thinking about this question for a while, because I do that, and this is what I thought. Now, this is a lifetime of exploration. I know so many of us have ended up becoming practitioners and coaches and teachers and whatever, psychologists and ministers and chaplains. simply because we keep taking classes, we keep reading books, we keep asking questions. We want to find out how life works. We want to get a better grip on it. We want it to work better for us. We want it to be better for the people that we love. And so over the course of many years of asking all kinds of questions, something that I kept stumbling on in my deepest inner work was a belief in negation. Anybody relate to that? I'm going to tell you what that is, because that is like a really etheric, mystical, cosmic idea. Here's what Ernest Holmes says in the glossary of the Science of Mind textbook. A negative thought is any thought which is untrue. The belief in duality is the father of most negative thinking. A negation is the act of denying. It is a declaration that something is not. Negative thinking denies the truth of being. So some examples of that would be to not even realize that you go into a situation. Maybe it's shopping for a home, looking for a car, finding an apartment, applying for a job, asking somebody on a date, or doing anything that's new. You might discover that you got this little thing on your shoulder that says, you can't do that. Your people don't do that. Nobody in our family has ever done that. People in our village don't do that. People in this town, this state, this country, this world have never done that. That's the voice of negation. And it is in opposition to infinite possibility. And you got to wonder sometimes, why do we have that voice? Ernest Holmes says that it's just an accumulation of human doubt. Unfortunately, we've accumulated a lot of it, and we've passed it on to each other, and we've accepted it as real. We think that it's a thing. The problem with thinking that something is a thing is that then it becomes a thing, right? So what I thought was, what if I shifted one idea? One idea. Would that speed things up a little? Would that open things up a little? I think the answer is yes. So occasionally, when I have tunneled down with all my worksheets and my journaling and my questioning and questing and whatever, and I have realized, well, there's that darn idea again. You can't do that. What are you doing here? I had this idea growing up, I'm an accident. If any of you were unplanned and you got told, well, I got told. I'm here anyway, ha! So, to shake that idea that you're not special, that you're intruding, that you're not capable, that what you dream of is not available to you, or that thing is something that you can never learn to do, or whatever it is, of course you can. Because infinite spirit itself is the one that says, hey, what do you say? Want to do this? And what it does is it gives us everything necessary for the fulfillment of that harebrained idea as well. The people, the resources, the capacities, although they may be dormant, they may be hidden, we will develop them. Just like the thing on my refrigerator says, you'll grow wings on the way down. Actually, we have the capacity to respond to these ideas. No is a human construct. So what if you use this formula, and I'm going to say it again. The original question is, what's one thing you could do such that by doing it, everything else would become either easy or unnecessary? And we apply it to our cosmic, our conscious evolution and say, what's one idea? Ooh, are you ready? One idea, because I am a cosmic alchemist, that I could adopt, such that by adopting that idea, all other mental healing would be either easy or unnecessary. Would you like to kind of like strap yourself in and try that out? Sometimes, anybody ever do one of those bring it on treatments? Yeah? Okay. Yeah. You just say, all right, I'm going to really go for it. I'm pulling out all the stops and I'm just going to declare this thing and I'm going to see what happens. I did it back in the cornfield and I ended up in Europe within 13 weeks. No, it was less than that. I'm sorry. It was way less than that. I couldn't give 2 weeks notice at my job. I had to pay somebody to pack things up for me, and I ended up in Europe, which was really cool, except for I also wanted to be here, so I came back. It works. It works. So, what if the one idea that we adopt, which is our act of alchemy, is to replace a lesser idea with a greater one, because that's what alchemy does. It turns the lesser into the greater. What if we replaced one idea? That was the belief in no, the belief in negation, the belief in all those myths and lies that what you dream of is not possible for you. You're too old. It's too late. You're too tall, you're too short, you're too wide, you're too narrow, you're too this, you're too that. Forget it. All of those things are not true. What if you adopted that one idea instead, the greater one, which was yes? The universe always says yes. The law of cause and effect always says yes. And when it looks like life is saying no to us, you know what it's saying yes to? It's saying yes to our no. It can't help it. If we give it something else to say yes to, then it'll say yes to our yes. It's up to us. So, we're going to say that our new formula says, this one idea that I am adopting is the idea of yes. And every time I see no popping up in my experience, I'm going to catch it. I'm going to catch it in my thinking, in my feeling. I'm going to catch it in my emotions, my words. I need that bottle of water. I'm going to catch it in all my beliefs. Hang on. I'm going to catch it in the things I'm thinking, feeling, saying, and doing, believing, expecting, and I'm going to change it because it is a subconscious activity. We don't even realize we're doing it. Ernest Holmes says it's a very subtle thing. It's no wonder we end up feeling down and out because we don't even realize we're doing it. So catch it. Catch it, adopt that new idea, and every time you see yourself going back to the old one, say, wait. I agreed to believe in yes. I'm giving the universe, the law of cause and effect, a chance to say yes to my yes, and strap yourself in and see what happens, right? So on a day-to-day basis, here's something that we do. We learn by walking in this door, coming to a Sunday celebration, maybe even talking to a practitioner or taking a class, that behind everything there is an idea. And often we will have a practitioner help us to identify what that is and to replace it. So one thing that you can do with this experiment is to come up here after celebration and ask a practitioner to do it with you. And then remember what they said and do it on your own throughout the week. You can sign up for a class. You can come to a lunch and learn. You can watch tons of YouTube videos. You can learn how to do this thing. Here's something that happens when life gets a little bit more interesting. Anybody heard of quantum healing out here? Okay. So quantum healing is the same concept that we use for spiritual mind treatment. Quantum healing is like holistic detective work. You either with a worksheet or a person who's skilled, maybe even a practitioner, with this general idea, you look for the core issue. You look for the root cause of something, and then you change it. You change it. You can change what you experienced in the past. You can change your perspective about the present, and you can change your perspective about what will become your future. By shifting one idea, one core concept, one core principle that has been wreaking havoc. So it's very interesting. You can actually go back to what has already occurred and say, wait a minute. Now, this is part of what I learned from Reverend Dr. Gary Simmons in the Q effect. I can take an old situation and I can put it back into the field of infinite possibility, the quantum field, right? And I can pull it back out in a new particular way that works better for me. I can literally use quantum physics and my spiritual practice to practice alchemy and shift something from the lesser into the greater. Now, here's one of the things that happens when life seems to be greater than we can stand, when it seems to be so big it's almost overwhelming, when we have the kind of problems that we think are insurmountable. One thing we can do and ought to do is talk to a practitioner right away. We may want to talk to a minister, a chaplain. You can fill out a care request on our website now, even. Talk to somebody who gets you and supports you and does not judge you and will just be there for you while you find your way. Because there's something in you that knows how to do that. But here's what happens when the big stuff occurs. When you go looking for the root cause, when you go looking for the core issue, you stumble on something, the healing of which will have a healing effect in every area of your life. You see? So this idea of this quantum healing, of shifting one idea such that everything else will be either easy or unnecessary, is that if you're willing to do the work and find what's really, really, really going on and heal that, everything else will be easier. Everything else will be easier. So there's an appeal to it. Ken Wilber says that we practice states of consciousness, and eventually those practice states bring us to new stages of consciousness. And when we reach those, they're irreversible. Do the work, you will grow, you will evolve, and it won't wear off. I remember early on, back in like 2003 maybe, I had a practitioner client who used to call me and make an appointment every time it wore off. The last treatment wore off. Well, his belief wore off, and hopefully by this point in his life, he believed often enough that he reached a new stage where it didn't wear off anymore. That's why we practice. So I want you to think about this. What is one thing such that by doing it, everything else would be either easy or unnecessary? Now think of it again as a metaphysician. What is one belief that I could adopt, such that by adopting it, all other healing work would be either easy or unnecessary? And consider the possibility that it might be a belief in negation. Can you imagine how many problems would dissolve in the light of the truth of yes? Probably all of them. Probably all of them. And then you'd have to find something new to do with your time, right? So I want to end with this. This is a quote from Ernest Holmes, which is very familiar, and it's so beautiful. He says, "Let us begin to accept today more good than we experienced yesterday, and to know we shall reap a harvest full of fulfilled desires. The time must come when we shall have left the apparent evil behind, when it shall be rolled up like a scroll and numbered with the things which were once thought to be." Change one thing and watch that one thing change everything for you. Thank you.
Let's give Reverend Marcia another hand for such an inspiring talk. Thank you, Marcia. And I am up here at this point in the celebration to ask who's in the room for the very first time. If you will, raise your hand. Excellent. We have a couple of people. I won't put you on the spot, but if you'll keep your hand raised, our friend here, Ann Promo, took me a second, has a gift, something for you to fill out. It's just asking for your information, and right over here. And we don't inundate you with information. Just if you want email only, just check the email only box, and we will share what's happening here at CSL Asheville. And I'd like to invite our prosperity acceptors to come forward, please. This is the process where we give thanks for the spiritual food that we have been given. Take out what you're going to give, hold it next to your heart, bless it, know it that this too is sacred and holy, as this center is, and as the gifts that we share continue to inspire and share this message throughout the world. And together aloud, let's say our affirmation together. I freely and joyously give from the abundance and fullness of my overflowing wealth, knowing my gift goes with love as it touches and blesses the world. And so it is.
1, 2, 3, 4. Come
And Spirit is definitely in this place. Spirit is everywhere all the time. And I know that the ways that you love this center are in this room. This love, the Spirit is from the floor to the ceiling and all between the walls. This place, this CSL Asheville, prospers and shines because of you, because of the way you love this center. And I am so grateful to know this is true. And I let it go and let it be so. And so it is. I don't see any kids in the room. Anybody under the age of 18 in the room? There's a couple of hands. All righty. So next up, I'd like to invite our practitioners to come forward, please. These are the beautiful beings that have done amazing work, holding their own consciousness and striving to know the truth for you. If you have any problems or issues in your life, please see one of these amazing practitioners. They are incredible beings of light and love. And next slide. Please stand if you can and say with me the benediction, and we're going to follow that up by some beautiful song as we go into the Water Health Social Hall and have good food and lovely conversation. So, something wonderful is happening to me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is in my affairs. I accept it. I am it. I share it. Just the way it appears and just the way it appears not. Thank you, life. And so it is.